Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development. So, we can take control of our life. Let's go, and let's get it started. Welcome to Chilling with the Chaplins. I'm LJ with the one and only, my lovely wife, Lady Siza. She is in the building. Yes, we just thank you for tuning in to Chilling with the Chaplin podcast. Yes, we get lit in this place. We just want to thank you for tuning in. And today we want to do the shout out of the week. We truly thank you for your comments to all our YouTube listeners, those that in YouTube world. We thank you. We watch, we listen, we read every comment. Yes. And so we just want all our audio listeners to come on with your reviews, and so that the next time you could be one of our shout out of the week. And so this week's shout out of the week, it comes from Street Corner Ferns.
I wanted to do a drum roll.
Okay, this week's shout out goes to Street Corner Ferns, and he wrote, "You got a fan from South Africa living in England."
Come on,
yes.
International. Come on.
Yeah.
All the way in England.
Thank you, Street Corner Ferns. We big ups to you. Thank you for your support. It's really appreciated, and we truly honor that you root for us.
But then again,
yes,
to everyone else that keeps writing those reviews, writing those comments, pressing that like button and subscribing, and all those that have subscribed already.
Yes.
We appreciate you.
We definitely appreciate it. Yes, yes.
We appreciate you. We're not overlooking your comments. Thank you. Keep them coming. Next week, you might be the next shout out.
Yes, next week.
Right. So I'm sure you're wondering, hey, this looks a bit unfamiliar.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
We're actually away on a weekend marriage retreat.
Yes.
With my husband, all the way in Pennsylvania. So it's a neighboring state from where we live. We live in New Jersey, and we had to drive how many hours?
About
4.
3.5 hours.
No, it's 4, baby.
4 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And we here on a marriage retreat, and we're having a good time. So that's why our setting is a bit different. We are actually talking from our hotel room, or B&B.
Bed and breakfast.
B&B that we staying in for the weekend. Anyway, so on that note of marriage retreat, we thought this would be such a perfect time to actually talk about what we've learned so far.
Yes.
And that's what we're here to share about. I think just to commemorate as well the Valentine's Day weekend that we are in, and also commemorate all the lovebirds out there.
Yes.
Everybody that's we're recording it on Valentine's weekend, okay? So just note that because you'll be like, what's that? Well, we're still in the month of love, so that's why we thought it would be fit to do it today. And also just to acknowledge love. Love is a beautiful thing, baby.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing. And we actually had that opportunity this weekend, and we're having that opportunity to rekindle our love.
Yes,
as the Chaplins.
Yes.
I know we have a lot of supporters out there who think we have this picture perfect marriage. Trust me, there is no perfection out there.
No perfect marriage.
And even the Chaplins have to work on their marriage and rekindle it some way or the other.
Yes.
And we thought it would be fit for us to give ourselves this wonderful Valentine's gift, to our marriage. And also, as we go into our 5th year wedding anniversary next month, we thought, why not just honor our marriage by instead of going on a vacation, but go for something that will be beneficial to our marriage in the long haul. So, baby, would you like to just come in on what we'd like to share with our audience in terms of the marriage retreat and what we've learned and how they can benefit from the knowledge that we have gathered at this retreat? So who goes to a marriage retreat? Why a marriage retreat?
Who goes to, like, any I would say anybody that's married
Right.
should go to a marriage retreat.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if your marriage is struggling or not.
Right. Because that's one thing that I'm
Yeah.
glad you raised that, because some people would have the assumption that why would they go to a marriage retreat? Is their marriage struggling? No. You know, you don't it doesn't have to struggle.
No, it don't have
But
to struggle.
if you want to strengthen it
yes.
and make it better. Because what we're figuring out and what we're learning from the couples that we are with right now, we have about 4 other couples.
Yes.
3 white couples,
Yes.
and another black
And a
couple
black
and
couple.
ourselves. And the reason why I mentioned that is just so that you have an idea of
It's
that.
diverse.
It's a diverse group, and that makes it even better because we kind of have a sense that other racial groups don't have the same challenges that we go through as the black race, or vice versa. And so it's interesting to actually see, as we sit in with these couples, how they go through what we go through, and
Yes.
learning from each other. But we'll get to that as we go through a few pointers on how we want to share with you actually the benefits of going into a marriage retreat. So go ahead, baby.
Yes, well, we want to give you a few reasons you need to attend.
Why would it be beneficial?
Or why would it be beneficial to attend a marriage retreat?
Right.
Or just a section, a getaway.
Yeah.
Where you're able to connect with other like-minded people and other married people. So
I guess, can I just add this, honey, before you go
ahead.
on? In our case, it is actually a Christian marriage retreat. So we're meeting with other saved Christians or Christian couples. So, but I mean, just to put it out there to those who are not saved, because we cater for all audiences, there are retreats geared for, you guys as well, where you don't have to be, where you don't have to be taught from the Word of God,
a biblical
perspective. In our case, because my husband is a pastor and I'm a pastor's wife, and we're both saved and Christians, we felt that it was important for us to go to a retreat where it is biblical, and it will also just reignite the godly principles that our marriage is based on. So I just wanted to put that out there so that you are aware. Go ahead, baby, and just give us the first benefit that you feel that is important to go to a marriage retreat.
Yeah, the first one that I want to bring up, it increase intimacy and communication with your spouse.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we get married, when you first dating, you do all you can to pursue her.
Yeah.
A man, I'm talking about a man, we do everything we can to get her. We do everything we can to pursue her. We with the sweet talking, with the gifts, we do all, we understand now, though, some women, it's chasing the men.
Yeah. Not supposed to happen that
That's
way.
not supposed to happen that way.
I don't care which time of era of the year it is.
Yes.
They're supposed to chase
They
us.
put
Come on now.
Yes. But sometimes once we get them and we marry them, it starts to die. For some people, we don't chase them anymore like we used to.
Right, I think because you just relax, you're like, yes, it's gone, I got her finally. She's got my ring. Let me relax. And I guess maybe that also comes with the weight gain that even women get. You know? And I'm guilty of that, where I'm like, I'm a bit relaxed. I'm not really going to the gym as much as I would, or taking care of what I eat as I would, because I'm like, I got my husband, I'm relaxed. It's not supposed to happen that way. You have to always supposed to be on your feet and on your toes, rather, to keep that marriage still like it was your first day dating.
You still want to chase your spouse, your wife. You still want to keep the fire burning.
Yeah.
You still want to do you still want to do the small things that you was doing to get her.
Right.
You know, you still want to listen to it. You still want to have that conversation and connect it with one another. Because what can happen in your marriage? The marriage could die down. It could wear down.
Yeah.
You can grow apart.
Yeah.
You can get distance from one another.
Right.
And so we don't want to get distant from our spouse. Well, we want to grow together.
Yeah.
And so for us coming into our 5th year anniversary, we felt like it was a great way.
Great time, actually.
Great time to rekindle the fire.
Yeah.
To be able to be aware of what, for me to be aware of my wife, of what she's thinking, and so vice versa, she can be aware of what I'm thinking. Because sometimes
it's also a safe environment to be able to do that.
Yes.
You know, where you feel you've got other couples backing you up and who understand where you're coming from, and you're not coming from an angle of attacking your spouse.
Yes.
You're just coming from an angle to say, hey, we've been doing this for 5 years or whatever many years that you are in this journey that you are in right now in your marriage, but you feel like I need some people who will actually come as a bird's eye and view my marriage where I cannot.
Yes.
And be able to identify the blind spots.
The blind spots.
Because you might just think that, oh, we're in a blissful marriage, there's not major problems, but the blind spot can actually sidekick you.
Yes.
And then you end up seeing your marriage crumbling or blowing up in front of your face, not realizing that, oh, the blind spot has always been there, but you are not able to see them because they are blind spots.
Yes. And another thing too, we gotta understand, because we're human, because we are individuals, life does happen.
It does.
There are seasons in our marriage that can either draw us closer or draw us apart.
Yeah.
Things that can arise, like a birth of a child.
Yeah.
Like sickness, whatever it may be, that can happen, that can draw us apart. And so we have to be aware of these things, so that we can stay connected.
Right.
And another thing too, by us, another thing want to go to, because throughout the years, sometimes our preference can change.
We're growing, we're becoming, right?
Yes, we're becoming. So what I liked 5 years ago, I might not like now.
Yeah.
What I didn't like, I might like.
I'm still hooked up in what you liked 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And you're like, but why she keeps making this coffee this way when I no longer take 3 sugars, I take 1 sugar.
Yes.
And because I have never taken the time to sit and listen.
And study, yes.
And just listen.
And listen, yes.
I don't know that change in you, although I'm living with you.
Yes, so this is one reason why you want to always constantly, every now and then is going to different retreats so that you could to continue to develop, to increase this intimacy and this communication with your spouse.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't have said it better. It's just great to be able to just go back to basics.
Yes.
That's what it is. And in the last 2 days, we've actually gone back to basics, and just, I mean, the first couple of modules actually was mostly talking about how God wants marriage to be like. I mean, we know this, we're Christians, but it was nice to hear it again and understand that, oh, I think we're missing the boat here now, or we've taken a detour here. So it's kind of drawing us back to the drawing board to say, press reset.
Yes.
Because the first 5 years for us we won't lie, we'll be very honest with you. It hasn't been roses and peaches and cream all the way, because we all know that the first 5 years are a bit tough because you're getting to know each other.
Yes.
And in our case, it was even much tougher because we only courted for 6 months.
6 months.
Before we got married. It was actually 3 months because the other 3 months we were busy planning a wedding. So you don't really get the time to be, knowing each other as much as you should be, because your focus is a wedding. So the first 5 years have been, it has had its ups
Challenges.
and downs, challenges. And we thank God that we're still standing and we're still here.
Yes.
But we because we value this marriage, we value this relationship. We didn't want to just stop by saying, Lord, we thank you, but we want to come up with now resources and strategies on how to make it much better than what you guys see and what we experience even behind closed doors.
Yes.
Because we understand that some people have a different relationship in front of people and they have a different relationship behind closed doors. We at a point in our lives where behind closed doors and in front of people, it's still the same thing that you see.
Yes.
What you see is what you get. There's no fakeness. There's no there's no hidden agendas.
Yeah.
It's just us.
And I like this. I want to say something that I heard somebody said. Big ups to Inky Johnson. He said, you don't want to be a public success.
Yes.
But a private failure. So because a lot of times we can look like we have a success in the public, but behind closed doors we are failing.
It's a disaster.
It's a disaster. Our relationships, our marriage, with our children, it's a disaster. We are a private failure. In front of everybody else. Man, we got it all together.
You,
Yes.
And that's why you find, baby, in most, especially in the Christian setting, you'll find that, the clergy, the pastors, the bishops, the apostles, you name it, their wives actually despise the majority of them because they show off this figure of being these perfect husbands in the pulpit. But when they get home, it's a totally different man. The husband becomes a monster and he's not even approachable. But in the pulpit, I'm so good, and like my wife, stand up, let them see you in public. But at home, hey, you start cursing your wife and everything. So it's actually sad that
very
we
sad.
live in times like that. But let me jump on to our next point, baby.
Yes.
One of the reasons as well is that especially in our situation, because we've come in, like I said, to a Christian retreat, is to learn from other godly relationships. And in our case, like we said, the couples that are with us are multiracial, so we are able to identify ourselves even in the white couples, and then vice versa. So and also just the examples and the guidance, and everything that you're hearing and learning from them, and they learning from us, it's actually helping, and we're actually rekindling our marriage. It's beautiful. I love it to actually be able to look at my husband in the eyes and tell him how I feel with feeling safe. Not that I'm not safe at home or privately, but it's just to get that validation even from other couples to say, we hear you, we see you. Yeah. We hear you, we see you, and we acknowledge, what you're going through, your pain, your joys, etc. So for me, that's a big thing. And if you take it back to the Bible, Proverbs 27:17, where it says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. So this is what we're here for mainly, to be sharpened by other couples who are either in ministry or just Christian couples who are walking the same journey. Where they want to grow and just be pleasing to God in their marriage. Because before we please man, we want to please God. Before we please man or each other, we want to please God. He must really be proud of the example that we're setting in our marriage. So for us, that's a big thing. And also just being able to share what we've learned over the 5 years. And it's funny that the couples that we're the youngest married couple, right? In this group. We have people who have been married for 20 years. 15 and
30,
32.
Yeah.
And it's like
a long time.
Yeah, we 5. And so we feel like we're children. But I like one feedback that I got from one of the couples who's been married for 20 years. She said she admires what we've done to actually start this route, at such a young stage in our marriage, because it took them 10 years to actually do what we're doing. So we've done it halfway through to them, which means we'll be able to overcome
a
more
lot
things faster. You will be shortening the painful processes,
Yes.
in other words. So we're excited about that as well.
Yes.
Then you want to go on?
And so, and another thing I want to bring up, because she talking about iron sharpen irons. And we're talking about learning from other people,
Right.
and learning from other marriage couples.
Yeah.
But I also want to bring up, because I don't want to neglect this, for not mentioning, because iron sharpen iron is also vital to have coaches in your life.
Right.
People who can hold you accountable. People who can sharpen you. People
Mentors.
people can see what you don't see.
Right.
And can bring that awareness to you that you are doing, that you don't even know what you're doing. And so,
and this actually applies not just to married couples, but it applies in everything in life.
Everything in life, business and relationships, whatever it may be, even students, ministry, having a coach, getting involved
with a mentor.
Getting involved in a community, with like-minded people, so that we're able to be sharpened from one another, where we're able to get into the different discussions in that community, where you're learning, you're reading
from people who've walked the journey.
You're seeing what they've been through in a certain situation, and you're able to learn from it, you're able to get into discussion, and then network with that individual, and begin to talk to that individual.
Avoid the pitfalls that they
went through. Yes.
So that,
that's good.
Yeah, so that you shorten your journey. Why not? And we're talking even to single people here.
Yes, even single people.
That they are retreats for singles.
Yes.
There's seminars, there's masterminds, there's workshops. Just get yourself connected to these things. Let me tell you, these things will be such a benefit to you.
Especially for your single people, where you're able to live the single life and enjoy your single life, and not run into these different relationships and different situations
that will mess you up for your marriage.
It's time for us to start having success in our single life.
Yes.
Doing the right things, meeting the right individuals, saving, investing, do all these different things, going to work, going to school, and just enjoying the moment. Right. It's all about enjoying the moment. It's all about learning from other people. And so that's what we need to start doing, because I tell you, anyone that's 35 and older, you have no time to do any oops.
Yeah. You can't say oops.
You can't say oops. You're too old to have any oops.
Too old.
And so we need to start getting into the different things, having a coach, mentor, going to different masterminds, going to seminars, training, retreats that fit you. I gotta throw that out there, because you don't want to go to every retreat. You don't want to go to every seminar. You don't want to go to every mentor or get every coach or get whatever it may be. But you want to go to the mastermind that's align with your purpose, that align with your goals, because sometimes we get into this thing and then after we get into something else, and then we get into this, and then and it's confusing. So we want to find different events, seminars, masterminds, a coach, a community that relates
to us.
That relates. You want that relates to you, that will help you achieve your goals and your dream. And that's what it's all about. We're all about growing, and we're all about helping one another so that everyone can achieve their goals.
Absolutely.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. You have anything else on?
Well, let's jump onto our third point actually. What are the reason? I believe it's just to become unified in your passion for God.
For God.
For us who are saved and who are Christians. But for those who are not saved, maybe that's not your priority to be unified and to ultimately, glorify God in your marriage. For us, that's our ultimate goal.
That's our ultimate goal.
To please God.
Going back the way how God sees marriages. Going back to Genesis. Yeah. How God sees marriage and how He planned for us. Yeah. He planned for us to have a relationship. Yeah. He planned for us to be.
But what happens to people who are not saved? How then is a relationship going to benefit them?
Well, it's not for them to go back to God or have that foundation of putting God first, because it will be tough. I'm speaking from a biblical perspective, and for me, how I see it, it is tough when you don't have God in the middle, because He's that third wheel. He's. So,
in other words, we encourage you to incorporate God in your marriage.
Even
or
though
you regard yourself as unsaved.
Yeah.
You don't have to be saved to acknowledge God and to put Him first in your marriage, because it just helps.
It helps. If He's directing your marriage, if He's directing the woman or the man, it just helps you when He's the head of your marriage. It keeps you grounded. So just so that we're able to remember that God is the head of our marriage, because sometimes life gets so busy. And we remove God out of our marriage. We don't pray anymore. We don't pray for each other. We don't pray together. So we forget to do it. When we first got married, when you first get married, you used to do these different things, and then life happened and situations arise, and we just push God out. And so what happened was, when you push God out of your marriage,
you drift apart. You drift. And we learned something so profound today. That as you both pursue God in this hierarchy of God being the head of your marriage, and this is your spouse and this is you, as you pursue God together, even independently, you draw closer to God. But as you don't, you draw apart from God.
And you will draw apart from yourself.
Yourself as well. And that will ultimately lead to a broken marriage. Yeah.
So it just going to this retreat, just realizing, oh man, we need you got to make sure you keep God first. Make sure you put God in your marriage.
Pray about everything.
And
I just like one couple who mentioned, the husband wasn't aware that the wife was actually praying for him in private regarding his health. He had become obese. And and she knew that if she would have gone to the husband and said, listen, you're obese, you need to do something about it, it would have sounded offensive. But what she did in turn, she went behind the scenes in her prayer closet, and prayed for her husband and asked the Lord to actually put it in her husband's heart to put his health first, because he was now experiencing health challenges because of his weight. And of course the wife doesn't want to lose the husband through something that he can actually change. So she went ahead and prayed for him, and God actually did touch the husband's heart, and he's now he's actually very well built. We never even think that he would have an obesity problem. Yeah. Let's jump on, baby, to the survey that we came across. That's from the Life Marriage Retreats. That they say about 62% of married people or couples, whether saved or unsaved, who come on to retreats, there's a 60% success rate. Those marriages actually are able to withstand the test of time. Why? There's actually 3 reasons that we just want to run through you quickly before we come to the end. One of them is
educate.
Yep, it educates.
It educates.
You get to learn from other couples. And you're given tools on how to
be better, overcome your situation.
Yeah, and just
overcome challenges
Be
that may
better
arise. Be
spouses.
better spouses. Yes.
With each other.
Yes.
And then the second one is,
it inspires.
that's it. Yeah. I mean, it's a good inspiration to
Yes.
hear other couples, how they've overcome things that you're probably going through at the point in time. And it just gives you hope.
It allows you to reflect
Yes.
on life and to give you hope. It's just like when you go to a seminar. When you're there, you are motivated, you are inspired, you ready to take on the world, you ready to take on the next challenge, you ready to go out there and make things happen. You feel inspired, you being educated, you getting the tools to do what you got to do. This is what happened. This is why you want these things in your life.
Absolutely.
This is why you want to go to retreats and go to the seminars, to have a coach and
you know what
mastermind,
as you're saying
and be in a community.
It's like a church revival.
Yeah, church revival.
A marriage retreat is like a revival in church where you feel like, you know, the
breakthroughs happen.
Yeah, and all the church, and you just feel like the same spirits they've become relaxed. They no longer have that fire and zeal for God. The first love is gone. Then when a pastor calls a revival, oh my God, you see people starting to like fall in love with Christ again.
Yes.
So I think with a retreat, I mean, right now I'm so in love with my husband right now.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to look at him all the
time.
Yes. It's good. It feels good. It really feels good, you know, to feel loved and appreciated and to give it and to also receive it.
Yes.
And then lastly...
Yeah, we just learned something new today that we can do. Yes.
Yeah, we learned a lot of tips and we're very grateful for that. We're excited. And then lastly, also,
it's support.
It's the support that you get at retreats. This is for Christian and non-Christian, you know. And what is the support? In our case, the retreat that we've attended, after this weekend, we actually get a 15-week aftercare program that we attend that will keep us accountable of the things that we've learned.
Yes.
And it also, you know, we also just get that support from the coaches that were there whenever we get stuck, you know. And also what we've heard is that they also give you an opportunity to come back again after the 15 weeks and just see how far you've come. And then also what we've decided as the chaplains is that we won't stop with that because this is so beneficial.
So beneficial.
It's actually our first marriage retreat, and we're so excited that we actually did it.
Yes.
Does it cost money? Yes, of course.
But what coach and don't coach? You know, you coaching but don't have a coach. You know, how can we show somebody and tell somebody, oh, you should have a coach and you should do this and you need this and you need this, but you're not doing it.
Right.
That's a hypocrite. Because you're telling people, oh, you need this, but you're not investing in yourself for the thing that you need, that you're telling people to tell people.
And I think for us, it wasn't necessarily being coached in terms of marriage because we haven't started, you know, coaching married couples, but we
just in general though.
I'm sorry?
We're speaking just in general.
Yeah, I know, babe, but I'm just saying that, you know, we also wanted when we get to that point, because I believe God has spoken to us about us being able to give back to couples as well and teach them how we got to where we are in terms of our marriage. That we want to, when we get to that point, we want to talk from a knowing point. You know, where we've sat down as well under people's counsel and leadership and listened to other people and learn from other people. And there's nothing wrong with that, because you learn a lot when you sit and just absorb. So we were sponges this weekend. We are sponges. We're absorbing as much as we can so that we are able to give it back as well. But more than anything, just the excitement of just knowing that even after the 15 weeks, even after we come back for the second time around, we will actually continue doing this and even get a marriage counselor. You know, not because our marriage is on the rocks, no, but because, you know, it's nice just to have someone who's neutral that you can always turn to and you can, who can always be that blind spot checker.
Yes.
In other words.
Yes.
Who always.
That's what a coach does.
Right, and just be able to see things that you don't see, so that you're able to stop them before they mess you up.
Yes. Because let me tell you something. All successful people have coaches.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player in the world. And can I tell you something? He had a coach.
Yeah.
He had
not
Phil
one,
Jackson.
Not one. He had coaches.
He had coaches.
You'll find that most successful people will tell you that they have coaches for different areas
of their life.
Because not everyone can be holistic in directing them. So they will have one for marriage, one for business, one for personal life, one for
fitness,
and that
for fitness.
Balances you out, because you want to be holistically complete. You just don't want to have an imbalanced life. And that is what we're also trying to achieve as the chaplains. So I think we've given you.
All we're trying to show is, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Right.
If it's gonna help you grow, don't be afraid to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we always say, "Oh, it costs money. It costs this much," but you got to look at it this way: the life you want is priceless. And you gotta say, I'm worth that. God bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
You gotta say, I'm worth that.
Yeah.
I'm worth this. And so if you're looking to have success, you want in your marriage, whatever it is, you gotta be willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And like me and my wife, we was willing to invest in our marriage, and that's why we came to this tree. So yeah, we just thank you.
Excuse me, and I just want to add. I'm sorry, I keep sneezing.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to add to what you're saying just briefly. We had to choose, because everybody that knows us, we like going on vacation. We had to choose, because this retreat was pretty costly in our pockets, whether we go on vacation or we go on a retreat. And for us, it was a retreat because we saw an extended value. To actually go, we might just take a short left, somewhere closer for going out, or maybe not. Just we might just go to New York. New York is around the corner from us for our anniversary, because we like having some fun on our anniversary and just doing something different. But we thought a retreat will just be that added value for our marriage.
Yes.
Right. Now, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope you got some value from that.
I hope so,
we just so excited.
Good. Yes. I love it.
And just to close off, guys, you know what to do.
Yes,
Please just subscribe to our channel. We'll keep asking until you do the right thing. Share the video as well as much as you can. And, you can follow us.
Make sure you hit the notification bell as well.
Yeah, I always forget that part. Hit that notification bell. Because whenever we upload a video, you're the first one to
You'll be the first one to know.
So also, we just want to acknowledge everybody that's a subscriber. We're very grateful for you.
Yes, we're very grateful.
But also, we would like you to continue putting those comments. We love them. And follow us. Personally, you can follow me at Lady Siza1 on Instagram, and you can follow LJ.
At Guinness by LJ on Instagram, as well as Get Inspired by LJ on YouTube. And please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please comment on the video. We definitely appreciate that, and I appreciated you subscribing to my channel, getting weekly motivations on a weekly basis, so that you can stay motivated. I'm telling you, we're about making things happen.
What about the audio platform?
Yes, the audio platform. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music. And please, give us a 5-star rating. Follow us. Hit the plus button on. I know Spotify and Apple Podcasts. There's a plus button to follow us. So you got to hit the plus button to follow us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So hit that plus button, hit that follow button, give us a 5-star rating, and please write a review. We appreciate it. We want to become the #1 black couple podcasts, business podcasts, motivational podcasts out there. We want to climb the charts, so you can help us climb the charts, as well as we still looking for a tribe name.
Yeah.
We looking for a tribe name because we want to identify you, and we want to identify the tribe through that name. So please help us out. Give us some recommendations on what this tribe name can be. So yeah, help us.
Thank you very much for tuning in. My husband likes to elaborate.
Yes, but you can follow us on Chilling with the Chaplins on
all platforms.
Don't forget about that. Yes, baby.
How could I? All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Till we see you next week.
Yes, thank you.
Stay blessed and happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, take care.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Yo, it's your boy, LJ Chaplin, with Lady Siza, bringing to you Chilling with the Chaplins, where we deep dive, giving you practical concepts in ministry, business, relationship, and personal development, so we can take control of our life.